Hey Streetwalkers, you remember back in February when I had Seattle rapper Sam LaChow on the show and I talked about how much I love his music? Well, Sam's putting a new album together and I need your help. Sam doesn't know I'm doing this, so let's hope he doesn't sue me.
Go, Huckleberry's house, bounce. Everybody get the fuck out. My flow's back, I know it's been a little while, but it's still set with Amy the Chow. Got 2 pairs of pantaloons and a flannel too. Man, I used to dabble and dab the banana goo. Grew up in Seattle, I've been in and out the zoo, but the left-handed bandit is back.
I'm going to read directly from his Kickstarter campaign, in which you can help for as little as $1. Check it out at kickstarter.com/projects/Sam LaChow. From Sam. The left-handed bandit's back, and I'm going back to my roots, doing everything fully independent and DIY style. From merch to album art, making beats, we doing it all. It's so important to me to have creative freedom, but with that comes risks, challenges, and big costs.
I walk it out like, gone, run, Birdman money, 3 minutes, y'all finish, y'all done. Leave the dinner table till the dinner's all done. To the bottom of ninth inning to hit a home run. Woo!
I do this for you guys, my fans. I don't have a huge fan base, but the fans I do have been rocking with me for hella. And I'm making this album for you. I want you, my fans, to be part of this project.
Is it performative? Of course it is. I'm over you, I'm over that, I'm over this. Got a warrant, haven't been to Florida since. So now I get my oranges and poured it in.
This is my favorite project I've made to date, and I'm asking you all for help to get this album out there. I want to give this one to the ones who appreciate the art. I want to package it up nice and not just throw a track up on Spotify. I want to give you something real. A signed, physical collector's item. Blood, sweat, Devin the dog's hair, and all. Much love, Sammy Huckleberry LaChow.
I could sell a clone of myself to myself, so I could really just be knowing myself. Give him a hug and get a hold of myself, and then return him when I'm over myself. Rah.
You guys are the reason that I'm somehow able to still do this. And there's been a lot of times where I almost stopped doing this. And because of y'all, like, the support is just, I can't thank you guys enough. I feel very lucky that I get to keep doing it.
Now it's me again, Streetwalkers. Let's get this album made. Streetwalkers unite and go to kickstarter.com/projects/Sam LaChow.
White knuckle, dry drunk. SSRIs to keep me blind and mind numbed. I was sober for 9 months and couldn't cry once.
Kickstarter.com/projects/Sam LaChow.
I know one day my music will be happy again.
Kickstarter.com/projects/Sam LaChow.
I'm Charlotte Kirk, and you're listening to Fascination Street Podcast.
Yeah! AV in your ears. That's Ambush Van giving you this audio visual down the most interesting street in the world. With my boy Steve, Fascination Street. Y'all already know. Let's get it when you whip in the Fascination Street. What do you...
Welcome back, Streetwalkers. This episode is with Charlotte Kirk. Charlotte is an actress, a producer, and a co-writer of screenplays and things. And in this episode, we talk about all of that. We talk about where she was born and raised, what made her come to America, and then we talk about some of her projects, including The Reckoning, the first film that she co-wrote and starred in, which won 13 awards, and the film right after that called The Lair, which was more of a commercial success, only because it was in theaters as opposed to just VOD because of COVID. Of course, we talk about her new film that comes out this Friday on VOD everywhere called Duchess, which is sort of a female Scarface where she gets to kick a bunch of people's asses. And then we talk about a couple of films that she has coming out next year. In 2025, she is expecting to release her film The Juice, where she plays Nicole Brown-Simpson, and the 2025 erotic thriller Compulsion. Also in 2025, she has 2 more films coming out. One is called The Possession at Gladstone Manor, and the other one is called Fight or Flight. We talk about all those things, and also check this out. I uncovered a secret gem. A few years ago, Charlotte released some music, and she was kind enough to let me play one of those songs in this episode. You're going to enjoy that, particularly the part where it was like pulling teeth to get her to say yes. And don't forget, Her new film, Duchess, is available this Friday, August 9th on VOD everywhere. And this is my conversation with actress, writer, and producer, Charlotte Kirk.
Prepare to be fascinated. Prepare to be fascinated. Prepare to be fascinated.
Welcome to Fascination Street Podcast, Charlotte Kirk. How you doing today?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I am fan-freaking-tastic. You know, it's not often that I get a nice young lady with a wonderful British accent. It has happened before. I'm thinking of Serena Scott Thomas and her wonderful accent. But obviously, you're not from around here, which is South Texas. So where were you born and raised? Where'd you grow up?
So, born and raised in the UK, on the outskirts of London. And I actually moved to the States when I was 19. So, I was there for a good 10 years, but currently now in the UK.
Now, are you back and forth? Like, do you live in two places, LA and the UK, or do you mostly just stay in the UK?
It's pretty ironic. When I was living in LA, I was filming a lot in Europe. And now I've kind of rebased myself here in the UK after COVID. I'm filming everything in the States. So it's kind of just backwards and forwards, really.
That's hilarious. A few years ago, my wife was opening psychiatric hospitals basically all over America. And the company she was working for was headquartered in Louisville, Kentucky. So we had to move from San Antonio, Texas to Louisville, Kentucky. And as soon as we got to Louisville, they had her 5 days a week away from me, basically opening 3 hospitals in Texas. So we left Texas to go to Kentucky, and then the company sent her to Texas.
Oh my God.
That's kind of like what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? Texas is meant to be a really beautiful place to live, like nice lifestyle, good weather, great food, nice people.
It has all of the things. There's snow in some places, mountains in some places. We got the beaches. Here where I am in San Antonio during the summer, usually it's over 100 degrees, which is not a good thing.
But you have seasons, which is nice.
We have 2 of them, really. We have hot, and then everything is frozen and doesn't work for about a month.
Yeah, they still can't get their act together.
Oh, these people. Okay, so we're going to bounce all over the place if you're cool with it. And you're probably drinking tea out of that mug. But here in America, do you know what we drink out of those mugs?
Coffee.
No, that's a copper mug, right?
Yeah.
No, we drink only one thing out of those.
Oh, Moscow Mule?
That is correct. Good job.
But, actually, I got this from Ruidoso, New Mexico, where I just finished filming.
What did you just finish filming there?
It was an action film with Dolph Lundgren and Michael J. White and myself. It was so, so cool. It was an amazing experience. And I got this as a little souvenir. Oh,
that's fantastic. I think I was just reading about that film in an interview that you posted 15 minutes ago on Instagram. Okay, we're going to get to that way later. Maybe never, but just kidding. So like I said, we're going to jump all over the place. I have a few things that I got to address at the top of the show, if you're okay with that. I heard you say somewhere that you have both Asperger's and dyslexia.
That is correct. I do.
Okay, cool. I have questions.
Yes, go ahead.
How has dyslexia hindered your work, your career?
I would say the slightly negative of being dyslexic is reading scripts, that I'm quite slow. But the positive is that I can memorize lines really well. A lot of people with Asperger's, a lot of us on the spectrum have like a very good memory, or we have something, usually our minds work differently. And I could talk about this for hours, but they say, I don't want to say extraordinary talents, but, photographic memories, or there's just lots of things that people on the spectrum are great at. And I think I'm good at memorizing lines. But yeah, the bad thing is it's kind of frustrating when I've got lots of scripts to read and it takes me some time. So there's a positive and a negative. But being on the spectrum, I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change who I am. And if I wasn't who I am, maybe I wouldn't have just got up and packed my bags and gone to the US when I was 19. I didn't see the fear. I didn't see the what was ahead of me. I just went and did it because I thought that's what I wanted to do. That was my dream. So I look at it as a positive.
Sure. I think that, like you said, your brain is wired a little bit differently,
yeah,
right, with the Asperger's and the dyslexia. And I think that rerouting of whatever wiring is in there, I think that kind of lights up the more creative side of people's brains.
100%.
The people who are on, any of those spectrums, whether it's in 1, 2, or 3 different places, like you have, I guess, 2 or whatever, for whatever reason, the people who I have seen that have sort of those tendencies seem to be way more productive on the creative side, way more imaginative, way more free thinking, and not so kind of like you said, like maybe if you didn't have that wiring, you would have been like, what?
Yeah.
Go all the way to America. Are you crazy?
Insane. Exactly.
That's how my wife and I felt when we went to Paris a few years ago, like 10 years ago. We were like so excited to get to Paris. And once we got there, we landed at like Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. And in America, we're used to security, we're used to those security guards walking around. In Paris, no. Those dudes are wearing army fatigues, camouflage army fatigues, and they're carrying machine guns. And we were like, what is happening?
Oh my God.
And we asked the taxi driver, like, what's with the military being in the airport? And he was like, oh, no, this is the capital. It is secure. We were like, what?
Are you sure?
And 7 days later was that Charlie Hebdo bombing.
Yeah.
We were like, this is not secure. Get us the hell out of here.
You got out in time.
Yeah, it was crazy. Okay, so I asked you about dyslexia. Now, has acting and the physical, I guess, motions of acting helped with your Asperger?
Yes, I believe it has.
How?
Because when I was a kid, I hated school. Part of that was my dyslexia. I didn't feel like I fitted in anywhere. Academic, maths, English was very difficult for me. And then the first time I stepped into drama class, it was the first thing that made sense to me. And I felt it was the first thing that I connected to and I thought I was good at and I loved it. And if I didn't do this, I don't know what I would do. I just feel it's helped me overcome my autism. I mean, autism, you always live with it. It's a spectrum and it's not something that you grow out of. You always have it, but you learn to deal with it. I think acting is a big part of that. It's the creativity, I guess. When I am being creative, it's the freedom. Anything academic, producing, writing and stuff I do, which I don't really like, but I do it out of necessity so I can make my own films. But I don't like it at all. I just like the creative stuff. Again,
we're going to go all over the place. So you moved to New York City at like 19 and you were only there for like 6 months. And then you were like, you know what? All the TV and film stuff's happening on the other side of the country. So you went to LA, right?
Yeah.
You spent 10 years in LA, but at the beginning, when you first got to LA, you couldn't even talk on camera, right?
Oh, it was very difficult. I mean, obviously, I went to drama school here in the UK, but it's very different. I was taught in my drama school theatre. I wasn't taught camera. So that I took some acting classes. But I also think that acting helped me come out of my shell as a person. I don't know how. I can't quite put it into words. Maybe it's the drive and the focus. I think having something that I'm super focused and dedicated to, challenging, can't say the word.
Challenges.
No, challenging the energy.
I got nothing.
Where you challenge something, you challenge it in, focus it in.
Sure. Oh yeah, you're channeling.
Channeling. See, this is part of my dyslexia, so I get some words. It's really
sure. No, that makes sense.
So challenging their energy into one thing, into my acting, into something that I absolutely love. I think that helped. Otherwise, I get a little bit disfocused and disorganized and not know where to focus my energy in acting because it was something I really loved and was passionate about. It helped me focus on that.
Love it. Okay. During COVID, you, much like most of America, maybe the world, I don't know, but you fell in love with a TV show on Netflix. It was called Tiger King. I need you to tell me why you love Tiger King so much. And before you answer, I will say that Carol Baskin is a previous guest of the show, and she's a really, really sweet person, so don't say anything mean about her.
No, do you know what? I'm not here to judge. I just loved the characters. I love interesting people, and everyone on that show was so...
No, I'm going to stop you right there. Look, we don't say interesting. You love fascinating characters.
Sorry.
This is fascination street. Okay, go ahead.
Fascinating, but not dull, mundane, ordinary. It's kind of just meh. I like people that are exactly fascinating. And just that industry. I mean, it was so... I love animals. That's like my second passion, apart from acting, would be anything to do with animals. it was a little bit morally, I had some moral issues with that, with how they capturing the tigers. But I mean, the fact that he went to prison as well. I mean, the whole thing is just surreal. It was so addictive as well. Like, I was like, oh, next episode. Just the whole world. It was like watching a movie. That whole little universe of this tiger industry, I didn't even know existed, to be honest. And this man who made a living off that. And yeah, just the whole scenario. I mean, you couldn't make it up. You could not write this stuff. The twists and turns was insane.
So what do you think about him running for president a few years ago? Joe Exotic, Joe Maldonado, he ran for president. Oh, also, Joe's lawyer has been on my show too. He's super cool.
I mean, look, you do you, right? It's like anyone can become president in the United States. We've had actors.
Clearly.
So if the people vote for you, I'm not to judge. I'm not a US citizen, so, that's my political answer.
So Joe was going to be on my show if he got pardoned when Donald Trump was leaving office, because, there was this rumor going around that Donald Trump was just going to pardon, 1 million people as he was walking out the door, and Joe thought that he was going to be one of them. And so, according to Joe's people, I was on the short list. There was 5 or 10 people that were going to get to interview Joe as soon as he got out of prison, if he got pardoned. But President Trump didn't do that.
No, we're not going to. Oh my God. How long is he in prison for?
I have no idea. But the weirdest thing is that he's in prison in Texas. And I don't understand why, because none of that stuff happened in Texas.
Yeah, I mean,
it's so weird.
I mean, it's been a long time since I watched it, so I'd have to refresh my memory. But it kind of felt like he got a long time. I don't know. I felt like it was just too long for what he did.
Well, I think that what he actually got convicted of was not animal abuse. I think it was hiring a hitman to assassinate Carol Baskin. I think that's why he's in. I don't remember. Who knows?
I thought it was arson.
Arson?
Yeah, when he set his office on fire.
Think so? Well, you know what? Maybe you're right. Like you said, it's been a while.
If you got a hit on someone or cruelty to animals, no, you get freaking life for that. Like, you deserve that. But I thought it was like something silly, like setting an office on fire because he was trying to destroy documents.
Wow. Apparently that's a thing that we do over here in this country as well, as destroy documents. Okay, enough about Tiger King. I just had to bring that up because it was so charming listening to you talk about it on some other interview I heard. You were just we're madly in love with this TV show.
I love it. Yeah.
All right, we're going to talk about things. So you moved back to England after 10 years. Oh, how come you say the UK? You don't say England. I'm from the UK. Well, you're from England, but
I mean,
I guess.
I think it's just shorter. It's like US instead of United States.
How dare you? Oh, okay.
And this is my baby cub.
Is that Molly?
Yes.
Hi, Molly. Is that a Cavalier King Charles thing? Is that a thing? Is that a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel?
She looks like one right now because she's got a haircut, so she looks a little bit like a gremlin seal baby. But it's okay.
Well, she looks mad at you.
Oh my!
Oh, look, she looked at you when I said it too. She's mad at you because you gave her a haircut. She's like, "See, he knows."
Okay, sorry.
Nah, don't apologize. Okay, so you went back to England after 10 years in America. Why did you leave?
It was just after COVID. I felt that I'd run my course there. A lot of people were moving out after COVID. Everything went up in price. The taxes went up. And I kind of wanted to be with my family during that time, just after COVID. During COVID, actually, on the cuffs at the end. That was the main reason. But, I don't like to say I've moved back. I was in the US 4 weeks ago, and then I'm going again in 2 weeks. So,
Gotcha.
Hey, Streetwalkers, here's a word from our sponsors.
Grill a tomahawk steak just for you on a Tuesday. Run your sprinklers twice in a row. Wear 2 different socks to your sister's wedding. Play golf with 2 balls from the ladies' tee box. However you go bold, do it with Bravago Bold Seltzer, the newest and boldest hard seltzer out there, with flavors like Sweet Freak, Vanilla Orange Cream, Chill Out, Rainier Cherry, and Sucker Punch, Strawberry Lemon. These seltzers pack an intense flavor and 5.1% alcohol by volume with between 110 and 120 calories each. Find a store or purchase online at drinkbravago.com. Must be 21 or older to purchase or consume. Please drink responsibly. Go bold.
Let's get back into it.
You have several producing companies too, as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
Did you start producing after you went back to England, or were you also producing when you were here?
No, I was producing when I was in LA. So being in the States for a good 10 years, working as an actress, and, you know, I landed some good roles, some great roles with Bruce Willis and some studio films, Ocean's 8, How to Be Single. But there was a lot of roles that I really wanted to play, and they just weren't there. Good scripts are really hard to find. Good scripts with a female, good, decent, interesting character is even more hard to find. So that's when I partnered up with Neil Marshall, and we did our first film, The Reckoning.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you. The Reckoning, was that in 2020?
Yeah, released during COVID.
The Reckoning won 13 awards.
Yeah.
Was that a sign that you were on the right path? I mean, that was your first foray into producing, right?
Yes, exactly. That film will always have a special place in my heart. I mean, there was lots of challenges along the way because, you know, I was very green at that time. It was my first film that I co-wrote, starred in and produced. So there are lots of learning curves. But yeah, it came out during COVID. I'm very proud of it. I'm very, very proud of that film. You know, it's like a lot of my films, it's a horror movie on the surface, but it has something to say, and it's got layers, and it's interesting characters, and it's not just a horror movie, you know. It's a period piece. It's England 1665 during the Great Plague. A film about the plague that came out during COVID.
I love that. And you wrote it like 2 years before COVID,
yes,
right?
Yeah, we didn't know. How crazy is that?
And you were wearing those crazy masks, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then our next film, The Lair, that came out during the whole awful situation in Afghanistan and the invasion there. And our film is about a British fighter pilot that gets shot down by insurgents in Afghanistan. So as we were filming that, we were watching that take place. It was pretty surreal. It's like, what are we doing next?
The Lair was more of a commercial success than The Reckoning, right? Or
well, The Reckoning went into cinemas and it did well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, considering it was open during COVID.
Right.
The Lair was great. And again, I think that was just on the cuffs of COVID. But yeah, that did really well. That was like on Amazon top 10 for quite some time. Again, very, very different. And that was like the first film that I really, I would say, full out did an action role. You know, I had to learn how to fire an AK-47. Never done that before. Never held a gun before. And it's kind of a full-on action film from start to finish. That was a fun one.
Those two films, The Reckoning and The Lair, you and Neil wrote this before those events transpired in real life, which leads me to this next question. What's going to happen next week in real life? What did you guys write, since y'all are writing the future?
Yes. Well, our next film that we wrote after that was Duchess, and that was about diamonds. So hopefully we'll get rich.
That comes out this Friday, August 9th, right?
It's coming out this Friday, everyone, August 9th.
Where is it going to be? VOD and where?
Yeah, so Sabana releasing it, VOD and digital, all the usual suspects, Amazon, iTunes, Apple. I was going to invite you, if you're in LA, we're also doing a premiere on the 6th.
That is so sweet.
Yes. So I'm excited about that.
Where's the premiere?
Charles, my publicist, booked a great theatre, one of the theatres in Beverly Hills. Got some great people coming, and so yeah, it would just be great to see it on the big screen. I never really had a chance to do that much with, I mean, like The Reckoning opened Fantasia, but it was virtual because of COVID. The Lair was great because that opened Fright Fest. That was awesome, but I never really had a chance to do a lot of the festival runs with them because of COVID. So it'd be nice to physically be in the audience, in the theatre, amongst an audience watching Duchess.
I watched the trailer of that film, Duchess, which again comes out this Friday, August 9th, everybody. I have a question, or a couple of questions specifically about this film, and then we're going to get back to some other weird stuff. But in this film, Duchess, directed by your at the time fiance,
Mm-hmm.
you have at least one sex scene based on the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Was it weird or uncomfortable to film that with your fiance 6 feet away, standing next to a camera?
You know what? No, because Philip, the other actor, who's great, Philip Winchester, he's an absolute pro. You know, its sex scenes are so mechanical. It's, you know, it's all smoke and mirrors. No, it's never like that. It's all okay, action, and no, it's just not that. It wasn't weird at all. You know, Neil's a great director and he knows this is what it is. It's like myself, like when I'm on set, yes, I'm the producer, I'm the writer, but when I'm on set, I'm the actress, that's it. And with Neil, it's the same. If he's doing a sex scene with me or whatever it is. I mean, after Duchess, we did an erotic thriller. There was a lot of sex in that he was directing, but this is what it is. This is Charlotte. Sorry, this is not Charlotte. This is the character. I think if you're all working with pros and the other actors are great and supportive, then it's fine.
Who was the woman that's in the trailer? Is that Stephanie Beacham?
Yes, Stephanie Beacham.
It is.
Yes, it's incredible. She was so amazing to work with. And I mean, everyone, you know, Stephanie Beacham, Philip Winchester, Sean Pertwee.
Sean Pertwee's dad was one of the Doctor Who's, right?
Yes, he was. And Cole Meany, oh my God, that was, because he's like obviously a gangster actor legend.
Yeah, he's a legend for sure.
Yeah, so cool working with him. Wow.
In the trailer for Duchess, at one point, the female actress, Stephanie Beacham, she says to your character, and I quote, "You don't have to be as good as a man. You have to be twice as ruthless and 10 times a bitch." Do you feel that describes the film industry in some respects? Like, being a woman in the industry, do you think it's harder? Like, do you have to be 10 times a bitch or twice as good as a dude?
I think in any industry, if you're climbing the ladder and you want to be in the position where a man is, it's tough. It's very, very tough. In a way, you do have to be twice as mentally strong. I mean, Duchess, for example, a woman's never, most of the time, not going to be as strong as a man. So Duchess, she had to outsmart her enemies. She boxed a bit. She did beat up a few guys here and there, but for the most part, you know, us women, we have other assets, and it's not just our bodies, you know, meaning the physicality of against a man, it's our brains. So I'm excited about this because I think action films today and gangster films are great, but it's nice to have a woman. I haven't seen that in a long time, really, like a woman boss. It's like, we want to make a really cool gangster movie, but what about if it's a woman boss instead? So that's kind of where the idea came about. Yeah, I just think she's such an awesome character. Like, Neil likes to write his characters to be not superheroes, not, you know, spies, just like normal people in extraordinary circumstances. And that's what I think, you know, Scarlett's in here. You know, she's her journey's pretty cool. I mean, it's really about like a rise to power, a woman's rise to power in a man's seedy underground gangster world.
Love it. Now, this character's name is Scarlett.
Yeah.
Which brings me to a question that I started to ask earlier. Do you have two production companies and one of them is called Scarlett?
Yes, Scarlett.
Coincidence?
Yeah, absolutely. No. It's, well, one of my favorite films of inspiration was Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the what?
Gone with the Wind.
This is a film?
Gone with the Wind, a classic.
I'm totally kidding.
Like, what? I just love that name, Scarlett, anyway. So Duchess was me and Neil's baby for a long time. We're like, let's call our Scarlett, our production company, Scarlett Productions.
The production company Scarlett, that's with Neil?
Correct.
Your other company is called what?
Primal Empire Studios.
And is that with Neil or no, not with Neil?
No, that's with other partners.
Why do you have two different production companies? I mean, I don't even have one, so why do you have two?
So one is creative for development, one is for finance, one is for writing. They're all kind of vehicles for different purposes, really, to be honest.
Will there ever be a situation where both of those production companies are involved in the same project, or do they do completely different things?
No, they do. I mean, Compulsion is one of them. It's a project that me and Neil co-wrote, produced, and Primal Empire is involved on that one.
And that's set for a 2025 release, right?
Yeah.
What's that about?
That is an erotic thriller.
Oh, is that the one you were talking about earlier?
Yes.
Okay.
That's one where we saw a film on Netflix called 365 Days, which was quite a massive hit. And they got like 2 or 3 sequels out of it. I was like, there is a market for this. Like, when's the last time you saw a really good erotic thriller, like Basic Instincts, Fatal Attraction, all the classics? So that's kind of where the idea came from. And then we were lucky enough to cast the girl, Anna Marie, a great Polish actress that was in 365 in this film as well.
Really?
Yes.
How sweet.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. And the interesting thing is, it's not just an erotic thriller. Of course, Neil Marshall puts his stamp on it. There's lots of blood and killing, and it's not just an erotic thriller. It's a well, you know, it's got that giallo vibe, the old Italian classic, black leather gloves. I don't want to give too much away, so I have to be very careful. But anyway, it's about a serial killer in Malta, and these two girls are the main suspects. That's all I'm going to tell you for now.
Everybody stay tuned for that. That's set for a 2025 release. Also set to come out in 2025. It's a movie that you've been working on for, it seems like 8 years. You are set to release The Juice 2025. The Juice, for those who may not know, was the nickname for Orenthal James Simpson. OJ Simpson, you're doing an OJ Simpson movie. Who are you in this film?
I'm Nicole Brown-Simpson, yeah.
Oh my gosh, are you okay?
I'm okay. That was a tough one. Half the film is Nicole and OJ, and the other half of the film is a lawyer that's kind of telling their story through flashbacks. And this lawyer, he is based on true events, Douglas McCann, who sued Verizon Phone Records for Verizon Phone Records not releasing the records that prove Nicole was still alive when OJ was on his way to the airport, which obviously proves that he didn't do it.
How come I've never heard that?
And to this day, these phone records have never been released.
How did you find out?
Oh my God, the writer director, he was researching it for a very long time, and he met Douglas McCann. And I mean, you can search all of this. It's online. Douglas McCann, Dr. Henry Johnson as well. Oh, there's so many things. The evidence was tampered with and all these things that were proven, but not really out there. But again, like, I'm not saying that he's innocent, or I'm not taking that stance. I'm just saying what the film is suggesting.
Does it say at the beginning based on true events or anything like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Have you seen the finished film? Is it finished?
No. So we've shot half of it, and then some stuff happened that we had to stop filming, and then COVID happened, and then the strikes happened. So
when I said you've been working on this for a long time, it's been a long time.
I know.
You're sure this thing is going to come out in 2025?
I hope so. Fingers crossed. I'm doing other things, though. I'm hoping it will, and I'm very proud of that. It's a very challenging role, but let's see. You know, I've got obviously Fight or Flight coming out in 2025, and Possession of Gladstone Manor as well.
You're going to have to keep talking. Fight or Flight? Oh, that's the one that you filmed in Rio Doso?
Fight or Flight, exactly, with Dolph and Michael J. White.
Michael J. White. Is that another action? I mean, those two dudes are action dudes. Is this an action film?
Yeah.
Are you going to kick some ass?
Well, I'm kind of like, basically in a nutshell, Dolph is the number one hitman, of course, and someone has put a hit out on me because I witnessed something that I wasn't meant to witness. So he was meant to kill me. He falls in love with me, so we go on the run. Just
so you know, that is rule number 1 about how to be a hitman, is to not do that. You're not supposed to fall in love with your mark.
Fall in love. Exactly. I was his mark, and that was that.
So then Michael J. White's got to come in and clean up the mess?
There you go.
Nice.
It is a really fun one. I'm excited about that.
And then you mentioned another movie. I don't know what you said. Something like The Lady Whistledown. What'd you say?
The Possession of Gladstone Manor.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Bridgerton. Okay, tell me about The Possession of Gladstone Manor. It sounds like an upbeat comedy film.
Oh, no, definitely not. Could be if I had different actors in. No, we've got, so Lynn Shay, Barbara Crampton, Jesse Metcalfe, Kaylee Cowan, some great names. And that is a straight up ghost horror movie.
Is it a period piece or is it current day?
No, it's current day.
Are there cell phones in this movie?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Cool. Because most people, when they're watching horror movies, they're like, if they only had a cell phone, all of this could have been solved.
Or the signal. The signal always goes, doesn't it? That's number one.
Yeah, that's why people need to sue Verizon, because the signal always goes at the most inconvenient times. For a while, my wife and I had 2 different carriers, because that way, if one of our phones didn't work, the other one would.
Very smart. Very smart. It's true. You cannot rely. I have 2 phones, always.
You had, what did you say, 2 phones?
Yeah, I've got my English one and my American one.
You know, America, we speak English, right? You can just use the same phone.
Yeah, I don't know if you do, guys. What do they say? Same language. What's the saying? The English and the Brits? Same language, different something. You heard of that saying? Same language?
No, we don't talk about y'all like that.
You're our cousins. You're our cousins. Come on.
Yes. Seth Rogen, he is a comedy film actor who said a long time ago that the reason he started writing and producing movies is because nobody would hire his goofy ass as an actor unless he wrote and directed himself or whatever. Why did you decide to start writing and producing? I mean, you said earlier that, those roles were hard to come by. Were they impossible to come by, or did you just want to make it easier? Did you just want to get behind the camera? Give me the full scoop.
I just think it's so difficult out there. I think it doesn't matter how good of an actor you are, how much you try, or whatever it is. It's a numbers game, and the numbers are stacked against you. I was doing some things that, okay, but I wasn't at the level or doing things that I wanted to do. Like, I guess I'm kind of like a businesswoman as well. Like, I kind of, even though I don't really enjoy the producing, I guess I like it in a way, that whole seeing something develop from the beginning, the germ of an idea, and then seeing it on the screen. That's absolutely so rewarding. That's the main thing, that I wasn't, all of these opportunities, because I guess thinking of it as a producer, like I had all these great stories and these visions, like, oh, wouldn't this be great? And they're not making these films. They're not making a film about, The Reckoning, and films like The Lair and Duchess. So that really was it. If no one was going to make them, because these aren't even films that I was like auditioning for. These are films that I think are very, very different. Like Duchess, I don't see a film that's very similar to that out there. Like, I can't even think of a comparison.
Yeah, I got nothing. I can't think of one either.
That's good.
Based on the trailer, I can't.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there is one, but I don't know what it is.
No, exactly. So it's like seeing that overall vision. Like, no, I need to make this film, and I want people to see it. I want to make films that I want to watch and people are going to enjoy, and having that in your head and just having to make it, having to do it.
Okay. Well, you've made a few films now. Some have come out and a whole bunch are still yet to come out. Have you found that there's a formula for making a movie?
No, there isn't. Every film is so different. It doesn't matter what budget it is. It's just so many elements. The genre, where you're filming, tax credit, funding, the overall mechanisms are the same, but every project is so different. And you have to adjust and go with how the industry is at the moment, or at that time. Like right now, the market's very tough, and the market wants this and it doesn't want this kind of film. So many different elements. So I'm always learning and applying what I learn and pull it into the next film. But I wouldn't say there's a particular formula. Just surround yourself by top people, creative, smart people.
I'm glad you said that. I heard you say a few times in different interviews, quote, "Show me your friends and I'll show you your future." Explain that a little bit. What does that mean? I know you said just now you surround yourself by people who know what the hell they're doing, but dig a little deeper. What does that mean with, friends and networking and whatnot?
Because people just like drag you down. Like, I've been with bloodsuckers, or people that are just like, you have people in your life and they're either a positive or a negative impact on your life. Something that, then you've got obviously friendships, and you've got business relationships. And I think that, I've made a few projects and business things that I've been involved, and things haven't gone well because people didn't know what they were doing, and they were just, made it up on the spot, and just, it's just bad business. You got to be with people that are smarter than you or where you want to be. That's it, really. You just need to surround yourself by people that you want to be like, not like be like, that you have the same intention. You're on the same path. I've noticed that if it's a film creatively, or if it's the finance or whatever it is, if you're not all on the same page and you all want the same thing, then it's just not going to work. It's hard enough making a movie as it is. It's like a miracle when it gets made. And then making a great movie is even more of a miracle. It's so difficult. You've got to have the right people around you.
Earlier at the very, very beginning, when we were talking about dyslexia and Asperger's, you talked about focus. Not so much as it relates to those two, syndromes, conditions, whatever they are, but more along the lines of in your industry. How important is focus and or determination in your industry? I mean, because like I said, you've got a whole roster of stuff that's just coming out right now, about to come out. Like, you have all this stuff going on. How important is focus in your industry?
Oh my God, it's everything. If you don't have focus, it's difficult enough as it is. Like any actor, producer, writer, director, entrepreneur, if you don't have laser focus and you live and you breathe this, the chances of you getting to where you want to be is 0 to none. It's tough enough as it is. So you have to have the laser focus. It's like people that have backup plans. I get it, but I went to LA and I had no backup plans. It was going to work. There was no, just, go back home. And no, it was going to work one way or another.
Hey, Streetwalkers, here's a word from our sponsors.
Introducing Loom Stupid, where fashion meets quirkiness. Whether you're looking for statement tees that spark conversations or funky pieces that add whimsy to your outfit, Loom Stupid has got you covered. Join the fashion revolution and express your unique style with Loom Stupid. Visit our exclusive website at www.loomstupid.com and discover a world of fashion that's brilliantly bizarre and undeniably chic. New designs are being added all the time. loomstupid.com. Get your whimsy on with Loom Stupid. Because being silly is the new stylish.
Let's get back into it.
What would you have been if you weren't going to be I know you said you didn't know, but think about it. What would you be if you didn't? You're pointing at a dog. Are you pointing at a dog?
I told you, working with animals.
You would be a dog. I don't.
Definitely work with animals.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like showing animals, like on the dog show, or?
Yeah, like just showing them on Zoom like this.
Oh, okay, great. Glad I could fulfill your lifelong dream.
Yeah, something to do with animals.
Over here in America, sometimes parents have an idea of what they want their kids to be. Mm-hmm. Like lawyers want their kids to be lawyers, doctors want their kids to be doctors, actors don't want their kids to be actors. What did your parents have in mind for you, or was there a discussion at all?
I come from very humble beginnings. My mum was a home carer and my dad was an electrician. We weren't really a career-motivated family. So I think when they saw me struggle a lot in school, they just wanted me to get by and hopefully hold down a normal job, if I was going to be totally honest with you. But they're very supportive. They always say, you do what makes you happy, and they were very supportive about me going to the States, but they never really pushed me to succeed or to, what do you want to do? They never really gave me that.
So how do they feel about your amazing success?
Oh, they're so proud. Yeah, especially my mum. So sweet. It's like everything I post, she shares with all her friends on Facebook, and this is very cute. It's very, very sweet. And now my mum, in her spare time, now she's retired, she's painting. I think she's an extraordinary painter. So I think I kind of get a little bit of my creativity from her as well. Yeah, it's sweet, isn't it? When your parents, she said, she lives a little bit vicariously through me. It's very lovely.
I think that's really sweet.
Mm.
What does she paint?
Pretty much abstract.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and she's now retired by the beach. I mean, it's not Santa Monica, but it's like Brighton, which is like stony and cold.
That sounds lovely.
It's nice for the UK.
It sounds like the East Coast beaches.
Yes, exactly. But they don't have sharks like New Jersey. Where is it, New Jersey, where they shot Jaws? No, Rhode Island.
It's everywhere over there. They all got sharks.
Oof.
No thanks. No, thank you. Oh, real quick, did you really get COVID when you were filming Duchess?
Oh, yeah.
And did Neil also?
Yeah, it's a disaster, total nightmare shoot. I mean, I got COVID and then they had to close down. Neil got COVID. It was just one of those shoots. But we did it. That's the thing when you're making a film, you just never know. They call it the movie gods?
They do call it that. I'm going to ask you a question out of left field, as we say over here. A little birdie told me that you are also musically inclined. Is it true that you have released, as far as I can find, 2 songs?
Right, I'm hiding behind my dog now. Molly, you take over the interview.
Eyes in Love and I Get the Feeling Again.
You actually missed one.
There's another one?
Yes.
Oh, what it is.
It's the end titles to a film that I did.
Oh, okay, yeah. Does that count?
Yes.
Because that's you can't go find that anywhere.
At the end of the movie.
Hysteria and something or something. What is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, sing it. Since I can't find that one, go ahead, sing it.
They're on YouTube, but you probably won't find them because I've tried to bury them because they're just so.
Oh, well, those two that I mentioned are definitely on Spotify.
So who's making money off them then? Because I'm certainly not.
Well, it's about to be me. Here's my question. So every time I find, especially if I find an actor who has music, I always ask. I have a lot of musicians on the show and I ask them and they always say yes, except for one time. But especially when I have an actor, I have a question for you.
As long as you're not going to ask me to sing, go ahead.
And it's okay if you say no. Will you sing? No, I'm just kidding. Can I play one of your songs on this episode? I'm not going to make you sit through it and listen to it right here.
Only if I choose the one.
Okay, choose the one.
Eyes in Love.
And will you do me a huger favor? Will you introduce that song like you're a DJ on Radio 1?
Oh, it'd be so much better coming from you.
No way. Are you kidding me with that accent? No, it's all you.
My dog is looking at me like she's like, what? Okay.
Tell your dog, just look right into Molly's eyes and say, this is Charlotte Kirk. And you're about to hear, did you say Eyes in Love? Is that the one you want?
Yes.
This is Charlotte Kirk. And this is my hit song, Eyes in Love. Go ahead. And action.
I'm Charlotte Kirk, and this is my song, Eyes in Love.
Fantastic.
Why did that sound very seductive? This is Charlotte.
Well, I did say stare into your dog's eyes.
Yeah. I mean, she's literally staring at me right now, so.
Love, 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 love. Is that what I see in your eyes? Is that love in your eyes? Or is it just a look? Because you know that's what it takes to have me hooked, to have me hooked.
Okay, those watching, I'm not going to put that song in the video version. Go check out the audio version of this episode because that song will be there, I promise. Why did you get all weird when I talked about your singing? You got all embarrassed and you like turned purple and what's up?
I guess it's the music videos that I find slightly cheesy. I shot them many years ago.
There's videos?
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that. So who owns those songs if they're on Spotify and you're not getting a nickel?
No, I don't know. Exactly. I don't know why they're on Spotify, and I think they're on maybe the Stephen Baldwin one is on iTunes.
That's the hysteria thing, whatever.
Yeah.
A million years ago, before I even knew who Stephen Baldwin was, my sister, she was in a movie with him. It was about bull riders. There was a guy named Lane Frost who was this, I guess, big time cool bull rider rodeo guy. And the movie was called 8 Seconds because that's how long you're supposed to stay on a bull or something. I don't know. But the guy who played Lane Frost was Luke Perry from 90210, the guy who played Dylan.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So it was he was the lead, but then like his best friend or whatever was Stephen Baldwin. And my sister was kind of an extra in that movie or whatever. She had a couple of scenes with those dudes, but it was filmed like here in San Antonio. And that dude, Stephen Baldwin, before he got all married and had kids and all that, and I guess found religion or whatever, before all of that, he was a rascal, is all I'm going to say about that gentleman. Nothing bad.
He's a cheeky lad.
Oh, yes, he was a cheeky lad for sure. Tell me about working with Stephen Baldwin.
Oh, it was awesome.
Did he bring up Justin Bieber?
My son-in-law. No, this was actually quite a few years ago when it was actually my first kind of leading role. And I mean, we shot it in Poland, in Warsaw, in January. It was like minus 10 or 15 degrees at night, night filming. It was tough, but it was like an amazing experience. Christmas movie. It's like a proper like slapstick farce, if you like that kind of vibe. It's a cute Christmas comedy, I would say.
We never said the name of it, but it's called No Panic with a Hint of Hysteria.
That's it.
It is a film noir comedy, or so I'm told.
Yep.
Fascinating. Charlotte, we are coming up on our allotted time today, but real quick, I want to tell everybody again, this Friday, August 9th, on VOD everywhere is Duchess. It's not The Duchess, right? It's just Duchess.
Just Duchess.
Just Duchess. It's an action thriller. Charlotte kicks some ass and takes some names. That's what we say here. We say kicking ass and taking names. I don't really know why we take names, but Charlotte kicks ass in this film. Everybody, you just saw the trailer a few minutes ago, if I was able to pull that off. So go check it out. It's, like I said, everywhere this Friday, August 9th, VOD. You can watch it in the comfort of your living room with all of the popcorn. And again, in 2025, look for The Juice with our fingers crossed, and also Compulsion. Is there anything else coming out in 2025?
Fight or Flight.
Fight or Flight.
Fight or Flight, Dolph Lundgren, Michael J. White, and The Possession of Gladstone Manor.
And are those going to be VOD as well? Or are they going to be in the theater? Do you have any idea?
No idea yet.
So those you're not producing, you're just acting in those, right?
Correct.
Just.
See, I know.
Okay.
No. It's very nice just to be on a film and just be an actress and not have to worry about, oh my God, we're behind. Oh, it's nice just to be able to act.
I love it. Will you tell everybody where they can find you on social media and find out more about all these things? You post all the time, and you post from, it seems like, a bunch of crazy different locations, and you just post all kinds of crazy stuff. So where can people find you and follow you on social media?
Instagram, Charlotte Kirk Official, and Charlotte Kirk Official on Facebook as well.
One of the things that I like about your Instagram is that whenever you do like a print interview, like earlier today, you posted what looks like the entire interview. Like the entire magazine article. It's what it looks like. And also you post a link to those things. And I think that's really cool that you post like the print stuff. Nobody does that. That's really cool. I love it.
Yeah, no, like anything, like you do a great interview like today, post, and I'd love to share, it's just spreading the word. And
so you had an interview earlier that was great.
Only you, Steve.
Only me. Charlotte Kirk. Before I let you go, is there anything we didn't talk about or I didn't ask you about that you specifically wanted to talk about today? Did we cover the big bits?
No, you went there. You went there with the song. So I think we covered literally everything, even the song.
Well, I don't know if you had a good time or not, but
I
next
did.
year when you have all these... Oh, wait, no, I interrupted you. Go on.
No, I did. How many times have I laughed? No, this has been really cool. It's nice when you have more of a conversation and banter as opposed to just questions and answers. That's when it's fun.
Well, then hopefully you will come back next year when you have all these other things coming out and we can dish some more dirt.
Absolutely. I love it. Let's do it.
Thank you for not making me ask that question where everybody says, what advice would you give to upcoming? No, I don't care. Yeah, they can go find that elsewhere.
You know, you ask fun, interesting questions. I'll definitely be coming back if you'll have me.
Fascinating questions.
Podcast, Charlotte Kirk. Woo! Duchess, August 9th. Oh, now we're warming up.
There it is. Now you're warming up. Now you're ready. And let's start. Welcome to... Just kidding. Charlotte, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day and your hectic playing with your dog Molly schedule to hang out and let us get to know you a little bit better on Fascination Street. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
It has been 100% my pleasure. And you have a great rest of your week.
And you.
Thank you. And hey, congrats on this movie that's coming out this Friday. I'm so excited for you. August 9th, everybody. Check it out. VOD everywhere. It's going to break the internet. Thank you, Charlotte.
Thanks, Steve. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Opening music is the song FSP Theme, written, performed, and provided by Ambush Vin.
Closing music is from the song Say My Name off the 2021 album Underdog Anthems, used with permission from Jax Hollow. If you like the show, tell a friend. Subscribe and rate and review the show on iTunes and wherever else you download podcasts. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. All the episodes are available there as well. Check me out on Vero at Fascination Street Pod and TikTok at Fascination Street Pod. And again, thanks for listening.